Alright, so Vato comes in and said he wants a sick old new school Sacred Heart. So you get online, you download some designs from Google or Pinterest or whatever, and you start breaking down a sketch. I'm using the sketching tools from the Tattoo Smart Battle Damage set from Dave Tevenall and also the Essentials set. Once I get a sketch put together, then I'll start to smudge it out and make it nice and smooth so that I have a value study with my darks, mediums, and lights. And then I come through with a nice liner from the Battle Damage set and I'll throw down a nice outline. With my new school stuff, I like to have a lot of fun with my outlines, so not super crazy, but do keep in mind you're going to want to use that outline layer on so that you can make a stencil. So make sure and save a second copy of it. That's one of my tricks. Keep that on the back burner. Later on you can play with it for different colors, outlines, or just make a really nice clean stencil. Also, you're going to use that so that you can cut in sections with your selection tool, and the outline is going to create a margin of safety so that you don't have little sections of color bleeding back and forth. Then you can go ahead and get into your Abbott's color wheel on Procreate. I like to play with different colors, setups, and schemes. On this one, I'm going to go with a triadic just so I can get some red for the heart, some yellow for the flame, and then a little bit of a bonus color, which turns out to be like a cool blue. And then I import all of those with a screenshot into my file that I'm working on and just break them down so I can keep them next to my Google images and break colors off of them throughout the piece. And I'll use my selection tool and those previous made outlines to just select piece by piece, like the heart, drop the red in, and then I play with all the different layer capabilities to just see what happens when that color lays over my value study. That gives me my darks, mediums, and lights, and then I can go through and bolster that with more color tones to create like a darker red or like a lighter pink for the light tones. And then I'll go through and do the same kind of thing with the flame, with yellows, and then with thorns, with greens. That way I have my base color tones, and then once I have the base color tones, I can start doing fun stuff. Now, using the triadic color wheel, we don't have any oranges selected, where most people would do a red, orange, yellow in their flames. It's going to cause you to have to try something new, do something different, which is cool, and it's kind of one of my tricks as well of learning really cool colors to use, as kind of forcing yourself to think outside the box by only allowing yourself a certain amount of colors, but using a scheme so that it's not just sporadic and wild. In this one, I end up using blue to do blue tip flames instead of orange, since I don't have orange, just something that I wouldn't have originally thought of, but I just went with it because of the colors that we had chosen. I really like how it's turning out actually, so that'll be cool. Also, if I could play with like some kind of secondary light source with that blue, it'll help tie it all together as well. So I'm just laying in some color for the thorns. I got all my like basic color tones down now, and I can start doing some fun stuff. So I think what I start doing is a little bit of a glow, and what I'm doing is just playing off of that original red heart that I had laid down with the filters and color and the layer capabilities already set on it. The colors will kind of bleed together and play together. Also, you can make each section that you're coloring an alpha lock, and that way you're only coloring and changing what's absolutely there, not actually adding or having to clean anything up later. As you can see, you can go through and do it with colors as well for secondary light sourcing, and it will also use all the value study underneath to create the tones that you're looking for. You can do the same thing with glows as you're seeing me do now. Just throw the yellow over the top, play with the layer capabilities, and then you can create a cool glow effect that you may not have normally. Now I kind of go through with my white pencil and just do some outlines and highlights and cracks and textures and little fun stuff. Throw in a background and let that bleed into the value study as well. And that's the final design you have there. You can even take this into Procreate or into Photoshop and use the Tattoo Smart mannequin, the 3D mannequin, pull up a limb and throw it on there to show the client exactly what it's going to look like. It also allows you to upsell it, make it larger, do more fun stuff, and talk them into something really cool. I hope these tips helped. Just some of the things that I like to use when I'm playing with Procreate and when I have to design for a client on the fly. My name's Aldo Gallegos. You can find me in Albuquerque, New Mexico at Archetype Tattoo, and Instagram at Aldo_Gallegos. Thanks, guys.